Hello, dear friends. And this could be a very important financial change, but there are still many more steps to be taken to see tangible results. The news of a week ago is neither secret nor a rumor, because it has been published on the official website of the International Monetary Treasury. I thank my good friend Luciano Pardo, a Pleiadian contactee from Chile, for the scoop. Opinion piece. Is it happening? Has the time come? Global change of financial rules. International Monetary Treasury resolution. Treasury M-1 breaks with the Rothschild family. Imposes a ban on all their activities. Blocks access to all system codes. Imposes an immediate freeze on all its assets. Treasury M-1 manages its assets in 189 countries. Is a world monetary repository of gold bullion. Uses a financial system backed by gold and assets. Provides grants and funding for humanitarian projects. It is recognized as a sovereign state by the United Nations. Participates in the global financial reset initiated by Basel III and IV. Wants to overcome the financial crisis and prevent a third world war. Let's start. The International Monetary Treasury 1 or Treasury M-1 as the global financial regulator has issued on January 22nd its resolution number 11, in which it has imposed a ban on activities with financial acquaintances of the Rothschild family name in the global financial and stock exchange system in any form. It has also activated the blocking of access to all accounting, distribution and control system codes of the Rothschild family name group and all legal entities affiliated with them, such as organizations, banks, companies, and others. International Monetary Treasury 1 or Treasury M-1 is a worldwide treasury and gold bullion depository recognized as a sovereign state by the United Nations under registration number 626139. One of the main functions assigned to the Treasury is the participation in the reform of the global financial and banking system that was launched and implemented by Basel III and IV. The M-1 International Treasury is the owner and manager of an account at the World Bank distributed among several banks in 172 countries around the world, and is the owner and manager of assets and other accounts at several banks in 189 countries around the world. Treasury M-1 uses a gold-backed financial system to complement the current economic system while avoiding the economic turmoil associated with isolated world economies and their inability to cope with the rapid pace of fluctuations that are a common phenomenon in economic markets. The M-1 Treasury offers a variety of services, including grant and humanitarian project funding. The Treasury can safely store valuable assets and issue custodial receipts that are often used in international trade. Among the depositories are precious stones and metals such as gold, platinum, emeralds, diamonds, gems, and fed boxes. It is also responsible for managing special accounts in the global financial system. Treasury M-1 is engaged in a program to stabilize the current global economic crisis and avoid constant fluctuation of currencies, assets, and exchanges in order to stabilize the economy internationally and provide people with more reliable means to generate development and ensure the social and economic freedom of the world's people. Resolution. This is a summary of resolution number 11, from which I have eliminated many account codes and numbers that would make it too burdensome to read. We recall that Treasury M-1 is the owner and administrator of the assets, including the accounts under the names White Spiritual Boy, Spiritual Wonder Boy, Spiritual Wonder Brothers, Morning Star, King David, Prophet Muhammad, Demas and Saint Timothy, White Mongolia, White Vatican, White Eagle, Maria Sinuquan or Divine Crystal, Maria Divine Benahau or Sunflower, Maria Christina or Divine Magdalene, Maria Makeling or Divine Easter Egg, Falcon, Alpha Omega, or other accounts located in different banks in 189 countries around the world. We note that the M1 Treasury, by virtue of its universal character and legitimacy, is a unique and key organization for finding effective solutions to international economic issues, to influence the development process in the world, and reaffirm that the M1 Treasury is well positioned to participate in the various reform processes aimed at improving and strengthening the effective functioning of the international financial system and architecture, while recognizing that the M1 Treasury and the international financial institutions are endowed with complementary capabilities, making the coordination of their actions crucial. We recall that during the past period of more than 2 years, all those who tried to challenge their legal right to own and dispose of global financial assets were transferred to the M1 Treasury, represented by His Majesty Alexander Nikolaevich Paramonov, in compliance with all the norms of the law and the laws of our world, and were also able to verify the sacred basis of the divine law as an indisputable fact, witnessing the miracles of the great divine providence. Decisions. In order to implement the global program to overcome the world financial crisis and to prevent the Third World War, having and taking into account the violations of the international norms of law, sovereign rights, rule of law, resolutions, declarations, conventions, treaties of the United Nations, by the non-fulfillment of its commitments towards the owner of the world financial system, committed by the well-known name of financiers, the International Monetary Treasury takes the following decisions. The International Monetary Treasury and the White Spiritual Boy RSB, World Corporation Inc., proclaim the termination of all regulations with the well-known name of the family of financiers Rothschild. It also revokes all rights of accounting, disposition and control over worldwide accounts and assets. They recall that all assets under the management and disposition of known financiers of the family name, placed in central banks, national and state banks, commercial banks and funds of any financial or other organization in all countries of the world, had previously been transferred. Prohibition. Due to the large number of financial and stock market crimes by financial acquaintances of the family worldwide, and especially financial, stock market and other crimes against the sovereign country, the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, and the sovereign Soviet people, the International Monetary Treasury, as the global financial regulator, imposes a ban on activities with financial acquaintances of the Rothschild family name in the global financial and stock market system in any form. Furthermore, all such subjects of law, such as sovereigns, individual, legal entities, state organizations, and private state structures, will be ordered to terminate any financial and economic relationship with financial acquaintances of the Rothschild family name. The blocking of access to all system codes in terms of accounting, distribution and control of the family name group and all legal entities affiliated with them, such as organizations, bank, companies and others, is activated. In connection with the transfer of assets to the full ownership, disposal and management of the International Monetary Treasury, observing all the rules of international law, the assets have been entered into the balance sheet of the Treasury M-1. In this regard, it orders the immediate freezing of all assets that are directly or indirectly under the control and management of non-financiers of the family name. In the event that certain global entities continue any financial and economic relationship with members of the family name, such legal entities and their affiliated structures will be annexed. Liability. From the moment of receipt in any manner and form of this notice, we instruct financial and control organizations, law enforcement organizations to make the necessary system notifications in the global financial system within 48 hours in order to notify all financial, banking, interbank, control and law enforcement organizations in a timely manner. In connection with the withdrawal of assets in order to maintain the operation and financing of programs, only one option is possible for the formation of a future financial system, which is the activation of cooperation with the International Monetary Treasury in order to obtain programs and instructions to carry out new financial activities. We remind that any unauthorized actions with the M1 Treasury using the above-mentioned assets for the purpose of their monetization in the financial system would constitute a crime and would be corporate and individual liability of the persons, officers, and officials of the banks committing these crimes. We recall that the sacred rights of the custodian of the aforementioned assets have been revoked, and any action contrary to the resolution of the International Monetary Treasury I, the cancellation of these historical assets to form a new well-balanced financial system will have immediate, inescapable, sacred and obvious consequences for the custodians of the manifestation in the material world. We recall that in order to prevent fraud and deception of bona fide subjects of law, the transfer of the record of documents for entry into the liquidation memorandum is prescribed for the purpose of their accounting, analysis and evaluation of the integrity of the former custodians, former holders and former managers of the right to manage the historical assets of the global financial system. The International Monetary Treasury decides to continue to address these issues through its specialized unit, the Special Department of Overcoming the Global Financial Crisis, or Anti-Crisis Center. The monitoring and auditing of the implementation of this Resolution number 11 shall be entrusted to the Executive Committee of the International Monetary Treasury. Resolution approved, draft and executed on January 22, 2022 by His Majesty Alexander Nikolaevich Paramonov, Chief Treasurer of the International Monetary Treasury I and President and Chief Operating Officer of White Spiritual Boy RSB, Wealth Corporation Inc., United Nations number 5095199. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.